My name is Maya and welcome to the Tinks YouTube channel. I'm a knitter based in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, and today I am coming to you with the fall knitting, seasonal plans, things, whatever. I had kind of a FOMO and I wanted to jump on the bandwagon, so here I am today. I usually don't do this kind of knitting plans videos because normally my plans are kind of loosely set up in my head. I kind of know what I want to do in kind of what time frame, but I don't really set them in stone. Because if I do that and then my plans change for whatever reason, even if it's for an excellent reason like I got new yarn or whatever, I get kind of frustrated because I don't like when plans change. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So yeah, I don't need the extra frustration and negative feelings in my life, so I don't really set plans. I mean, further than 1 or 2 cast-ons away. So yeah, that's why until now I have never done that, but since I started kind of designing a little bit lately, I had to look a lot further in the future regarding my cast-ons, so I kind of had to set plans in stone, like loosely. I mean, more than before. So I happen to have kind of fall knitting plans, and that's why I decided to try and do this kind of video. I still think it's gonna be, I mean, I'm not 100% convinced it's gonna be super useful to you because a few of my future cast-ons, especially the big ones, the garment ones, are like future design of mine, so I can't really show you a pattern or anything because it's just in my head for now, but I can at least show you the yarn and tell you about the general idea behind it. But rest assured, I also have a lot of other existing designs to show you, and I actually have a lot more than I am gonna knit this fall because as all knitters out there, I usually plan more than I can chew, of course. But what I'm gonna do is start with the patterns or the knits that I'm absolutely certain I'm gonna knit, and then I'm gonna end with like honorable mentions of garments or whatever that I would like to do if we were living in an unlimited time kind of life, which is not the case. But yeah, those are usually garments I have the yarn for and that I'm ready to cast on, but I just don't because I have too many plans. So I'm gonna divide everything in 3 categories. So the first one is gonna be garments, like sweaters, cardigans, t-shirts, stuff like that, you see. And then I'm gonna have blankets and rugs, yes. And then I'm gonna have accessories, the last one. And I think in each category I'm gonna start with what I'm very, very much likely to cast on, like 95% sure. And then I'm gonna end with the honorable mentions of stuff I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have time to knit, but I would like to. And I have yarn for. So that's it for the plan of today, and I also wanted to mention a few other things. All the patterns I'm gonna mention are size inclusive, and if they are not, I'm gonna mention it and I'm gonna tell you the size range in those cases. But if I don't say anything, it's either because it's not relevant, like for a blanket, or for a cowl, like you don't really need a size range for that, and or if it's a design of mine, and because I am currently and I am planning to only release size inclusive designs. So if I don't say anything, it's that it's size inclusive, and if it's not, I'm just gonna mention it. And it's there's a lot of wind today, and there is a, like, you know, the, I don't know how you call that, but the little rug you place at the entrance of your home. I have one of them outside and it just got squashed against the window by the wind. So yeah, it's still there. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, for the size inclusivity, and I'm gonna in any case put on the screen and in the description box below the informations of everything I talk about. So you can find the links, the names, whatever, everything down there, as well as my measurements. I'm not gonna say them out loud. I got the question once, somebody asked why I was never saying my dimensions, my measurements out loud. It's because I don't want to trigger any body image issue by just saying what my measurements are. I just don't want to take the risk, so if you are interested you can just look them up down below. That's it. And I think that's everything. If I have forgotten something, I'm just gonna tell it later. So I have my stash with me. It's 2 boxes like this. This box is leftovers, and I have also just thrown some stuff in there that I'm gonna need today, but yeah. This box is leftovers, and the second box is full skeins. I can show you actually. It's here. Yeah, that's my stash. And I also have my Nutiden stash that I'm gonna mention a ton of times. That's behind you. And the box is twice as big because Nutiden takes up a lot of space. And basically that's my yarn. I still have a tiny bit somewhere, but it's for a blanket and it's not relevant to have it with me, so it's not there. But yeah, we're gonna collaborate with those 2 boxes for today. So I think that's it for the introduction. So I have written down everything, I mean all the patterns I wanted to talk about today on a list on my phone. Okay, so let's start with the first sweater. Yeah, so we start with the category sweaters, cardigans and tees, as I mentioned. So the first sweater is a test knit for... I already lost the swatch. No! It's at the bottom, okay. It's a test knit for Laura Penrose and it is the Maxine Sweater. And I haven't started yet, even though the testing has started since probably a month, because I cannot make up my mind about the colors. I just can't. I keep changing my color scheme and I struggle. So this design is the Colorwork yoke, circular yoke design, which are some of the easiest constructions to make a great fit on me. Did that even mean something? Whatever. So yeah, I thought it would be a nice one to test. So this is my current plan. So this is a lazy swatch that I received when I bought a kit from Steven West for MCAL. It's written lazy swatch. And basically I have just wound up some colors together so that I can get an idea of what they look like together. And this yarn is Nutiden by Honor of Air. And I'm gonna mention this 600 times in the video, so I'm just gonna say Nutiden from now on, which is an unspun yarn. So basically the one that looks like this. This is a plate. It's not one of the colors that's in there, but you can actually it is, sorry. And yeah, it's very squishy, takes up a lot of space. I mean it's soft, but for me it's not next to skin soft, and that's gonna come back later. But yeah, anyway, the colors for now, this one, the main color, the kind of red, is Sejd, and then the blue one is Bitan, this one is Trap, I think, and the orange pop is Svaveltica. And I'm gonna go with, you can choose between 3 colors, so 1 main color and 2 contrast color, and 6 colors, 1 main color and 5 contrast colors, I think. But you can do whatever in between all of them. And I think I'm gonna go with 3 colors and 1 pop. So 4. And that's the plan. But I'm not really sure if the orange is too much or not. I need to swatch. I need to make a real swatch. But what's preventing me from doing that is that I don't want to use this exact yarn for the main color. Because, as I mentioned, this is soft, but it's not next to skin soft for me. And I already had quite a lot of sweaters in Nutiden, and I'm just tired of having sweaters that I need to have like a t-shirt or something underneath. to wear because they are too scratchy. I have enough of those, so I don't want to knit another one. So yeah, I need to find another yarn that's next to Skin Soft, non-spore wash, DK weight, and not too expensive, please. I have considered like Brooklyn Tweed or stuff like that, but it's too expensive. I can't. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. That's all. And yeah, so I don't want to swatch yet because I don't want to use this exact main color, so yeah, whatever. I just need to find the yarn. But there is a festival coming in October near me, a yarn festival, and it's not a big one. I mean, we are in Switzerland. But I think it's big enough for me to try and find a DK weight non-spore wash next to Skin Soft yarn in this color. Actually, this one is not exactly the one I used here because this one is slightly more purple and this one is more like burgundy. I'm not sure you can tell, but yeah, this is dark burgundy. Can you even tell? Yeah, it's slightly more red than this one. Anyway, I need to find something to switch it up, and until then, I'm not casting on. The deadline is mid-November though, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine. I can knit a Colorwork sweater in 3 weeks pretty easily, but yeah, first plan. The second plan is actually a current work in progress and I need to finish it. And it is a design of mine. It's actually my first garment design. I have already a skirt design, but yeah, this one is an actual top half garment. And it's the Halmoni Jacket. Oh my god! Ooh, gorgeous! And it's a fully cabled jacket with pockets, and I'm currently knitting on the pockets, so you have one. It's a little bit chaotic for now, but you have one panel for the pocket here, and then I'm currently knitting on the back, and then I'm gonna have the second panel of the pocket there, and then I'm gonna join everything. Whatever. This is my sample, but this is not in my size, this is for my dad. So my size would be... if I measure my bust, it would be size 2, I think. But if I measure my shoulders, it would be like size 5. And this is size 7. So it's way too big for me, and I cannot really put it on because it's on the needles, and yeah, it's a little bit chaotic down there. But yeah, that's my plan. I need to finish it, but it's going pretty well. And the test call is coming at the end of the week. Stay tuned. It's gonna be on my Instagram. Did I mention my Instagram? It's milaris.tinks. So yeah, that's my plan. And this is knit using Cyrano by Doré Natura in the colorway Doré. And I really love it. It's like an iron weight, something like that. And it's very airy and squishy. It's a woolen spun and it's gorgeous. And it's next to Skin Soft for me. Which is important because it's not for me, it's for my dad. I don't think he's particularly sensitive, but still I wouldn't want to knit something this big for someone only for it to be scratchy for them, so I chose this very soft yarn. In my opinion, I think there are two kind of people in the world. It's people who find Doré Natura like Ulysse / Gilead / Cyrano, which are the same yarns in different weights, scratchy, or those who find those yarns not scratchy. It's pretty funny, it's either one or the other. There are no in between, and yeah, I'm in the team this is soft. So yeah, that's very soon to be finished full knitting plan, and it's a gorgeous cable sweater. Did I even show you the back? No, I didn't. Here's the back. Yes. If you followed my podcast, you know everything about this design already, but if you didn't, I recommend you go and watch them, because I'm gonna tell all the informations there, and we don't have time today for me to do a whole description of this. It's a cable sweater. I'm already jumping to honorable mentions. Why do I struggle so much to talk today? Anyway, because I should knit one in my size for the pattern pictures and just to show you like my own design on the designer's body. Because also I don't think my dad would be really inclined to take pattern pictures with me. So I should knit another one for me, but I cannot find a yarn because I need an iron weight, almost bulky weight yarn. I want something lightweight, so I would prefer a woolen spun, although I'm open to worsted spun, but I would prefer woolen spun yarns. I don't want to use Nutiden because it's scratchy, and I don't want it to be too expensive. Like Brooklyn Tweed, Quarry, I think it's called, would work, but too expensive. So I don't know. If you have a suggestion, this yarn is I think 150 meters per 100 grams, and I need something this heavy, but also very lightweight. So yeah, if you have suggestion, I'm all ears. Now the next one is something I have already knit in the past, and it's the Moonset Tee by Ozetta, and it's actually right there. I just did a laundry, so all my summer knits are currently drying in front of me, and it's this one. This is the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. It's knit in Estiva by Lani Vendole in the colorway Poseidone, and this yarn is absolutely gorgeous. It's almost a lace weight, it's super lightweight, very drapey, amazing, but it's a little bit scratchy for me, and this is a t-shirt that's made to be worn next to skin, and I can't. So I did summer ranking videos, summer, how did I call that? Tier list of all my summer knits, I think. And at the end of the 2 video series, I do basically a giveaway of all the garments that I love but I cannot wear, and this one is one of them, and someone has already claimed them. The giveaway is free, by the way, and it's first come, first serve, so go and watch that if you haven't watched it yet. A lot of them are gone already, but I think I have maybe 10 left or 9 left, so if you're interested, go and watch that. Anyway, so this one is claimed, so I just washed it so that I could send it out to the person who claimed it, and I love it. I really, really love it. I think it's a gorgeous design, and I forced myself to wear it because I really love it so much. But yeah, now that this one is gonna be gone, I would like to finally knit another one. I wasn't doing it because I was always like, I have it. I don't want to knit another one if I have it already. But now I won't have it anymore, so it kind of unlocked something that allows me to knit a second one of these, even though this one fits me perfectly. It's heavily modified, by the way. And the yarn I'm planning for it is Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino in the colorway Dark Sea Green. And it's gonna be gorgeous! The sweater is designed for pure silk, but I have bought this for another garment that was negative ease, and I have knit something else in negative ease with this yarn, and I realized I don't really like the feeling of cotton with negative ease. There is too much cotton in this to be negative ease for me, for my preference. So I wanted to do something that would be positive ease, like a t-shirt, and I have enough, I think, to knit this. So that's what I'm gonna do. The pattern, the Moonset Tee, Ozetta in general, is actually not size inclusive. I thought she was, but the problem is size inclusivity is ranging from 30 inches. For some reason I only remember the inches. I only use centimeters in my life, but for size inclusivity, I don't know, it's easier to remember. So a pattern to be considered size inclusive is going from to fit people from 30 inches bust to 60 inches. And this design only fits up to, I don't remember, it's gonna be written, but not 60 inches. So it's close, but it's not exactly size inclusive. Just to mention that. The next plan I have is also sparked by a Ozetta pattern, which is the Miles shirt jacket, which I have knit, which I own, which I love and I wear a lot. But the problem is that the sleeves are very big, which is super cool and super fine to wear when I'm at home, but if I want to wear jacket outside, the sleeves are so big that they cannot go inside the sleeves of my coat because they are so big and I need to like fold them in a weird way before putting my arm in the sleeve, otherwise I get like a... I mean, I cannot put my arms down because the sleeves are too packed up by the bulk of the jacket, which is extremely annoying. And yeah, it's just really not practical at all. So I have wanted to knit a replacement for that jacket so that I could just wear the jacket at home and then wear the other cardigan jacket thing in my coats outside. The mild shirt jacket I knit in Nutiden again, and I love that because it's like big enough for me to always have something underneath it to wear, because I just mentioned I wanted to have stuff that are like next to Skin Soft, and I didn't want to knit a sweater in Nutiden, but now I'm like, I'm gonna knit a cardigan in Nutiden. And it's just because in my head this very specific jacket is gonna have a use in which I'm gonna have always something that covers my skin underneath. I don't know, it's like that in my head, don't ask me why, I don't know. So this is why I have this next to me. So this one is the colorway Mörker 2022, I think. So it was the festive colorway from 2 years ago, and I have 500 grams of this, which is enough to do a big jacket. But I don't want to do the miles again because the sleeves are too big and I don't like the shoulder construction. It's the super trendy English tailored shoulder, which is the one when you do a trapezoid at the back and then you pick up stitches, knit over the shoulders and then knit the front panels. It's the one that everyone is doing right now and I just don't like it. So I've been trying to find a replacement, but I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, so I was like, I'm gonna design one myself. Yeah, because I have an idea, and I had a very specific idea in mind and I couldn't find it anywhere, which probably means maybe it exists but I just didn't find it, but whatever. So it's an excellent excuse to design something, I guess. So I don't really have a very clear drawing of what I want, but basically I found a stitch pattern. It's like ribbing, but it has some one-on-one cables over the one-on-one ribbing. I'm just gonna show you a picture. So I would like to do this texture for like the cuffs and the wherever you would put ribbing in a normal jacket. And I would also like to have a panel of this texture over the shoulders on the back. I just thought it would look cute. So that's my plan, using this held double. So it's gonna be super comfy, super cozy, and I don't want to make sleeves that are too big so that I can actually put my sleeves inside my winter coats. So that's the plan. The next plan I have is also a design of mine, and that's where I'm gonna have to get up because I forgot to swatch. I swatched using pretty random colors I just found in my stash, so that's not what it's gonna be in the end, but just to show you the idea. Basically, I saw a stitch pattern I liked, exactly the same way I just mentioned for the cardigan, and I just wanted to see if I could find a great construction idea that would make the stitch pattern shine, and I did find it, so I did a swatch. It's a little shoulder. And the construction is a contiguous construction, so you have the shoulder that's here, and then here starts the sleeve, and the stockinette panel runs down the sleeve like this, and then you're gonna have it framed on both sides by the stitch pattern. And it's using slip stitches, and it's striping 2 colors, so you can see the stripes on the stockinette shoulder here. I mean, you cannot really because it's low contrast, but it's purple and orange, which is gorgeous, by the way. And in the slip stitch motif, you get this very funny color play, which I really like. And I knit this watch maybe this spring, at the beginning of the spring, maybe February or even March, I don't know, a long time ago. And it's been this long since I've been trying to find the perfect yarn to actually knit this, but I could never find the perfect colors because I wanted something really like dark and intense color, but at the same time bright and punchy, and two colors that go very well together. As you can see here, I love to pair kind of unusual colors together, like purple and green. I just love it. Or purple and orange. I just find it adds something. I don't like pairing a pop of color with a neutral. So I've been on the hunt for perfect color pairing for this since then, and I have finally found it! Unfortunately, it's a pre-order and it's gonna come in maybe 2 months, so it's not for right now. But yeah, the yarn I found is from the Explorer Knits and Fibers Farmers Market collection. The pre-order happened last week, and I want to pair Butterfly Pea Flower, I think it's called, with In Bloom, and I think they're gonna be perfect. I'm so excited. So I have bought the earthy bases, so the non-spore wash bases, and I'm gonna have, yeah, this motif with the two like intense, bright but dark, amazing colors. I'm just so excited. So yeah, that's the plans for those two, and I really love this little shoulder detail. I think it's really super neat. I don't know. I just can't wait. Anyway, you get the idea. And now we are entering the realm of honorable mentions, because I'm probably not gonna have the time to knit all of that this fall. For me, fall goes until December, basically. So 3 months. And generally I can knit one sweater slash top garment in 3 weeks, with 1 week to spare because I always have to frock something. And I also have a lot of like other stuff to do, like blankets, accessories, hats, cowls, whatever, so I'm just chilling out on the garments, and I think I'm gonna do, yeah, 1 garment every 3 weeks, every month, so that's basically 3. And I already said more than 3 garments there, so I'm not gonna do everything. But anyway, if I had unlimited time, that's the other things I would knit this fall. So in the Explorer Knits pre-order, I also bought 2 skeins of the colorway Heirloom in Earthy Base again. It's the most red I have ever seen. I'm just so excited. I've been on a hunt for a red, like true red, for a while, and this is the one. I'm super excited. I really hope it was not over-edited to be more red than it is. I have high hopes, and I hope I won't be disappointed. Anyway, what I want to do with this one is the Camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It is actually the design I wanted to knit using this one, the Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, but I realized this was not okay for negatives for me. And the Earthy Base from Explorer Knits is probably soft enough to be neck to skin as a layering piece, not a summer garment. That's why this is in the fall knitting plans, even though it's a camisole without sleeves. I would like to have it as a layering piece. So yeah, if this yarn is soft enough for me to wear next to skin, I'm gonna do this one, which is not size inclusive, by the way. It only goes up to, I write it down, it only fits up to 140 centimeters or 55 inches bust. Something else I have bought in the pre-order is the botanical colorway on the cashmere base this time. And what I would like to do with this one is something that has a little bit of drape, which is why I went for the cashmere base that has more drape than the earthy base. And it's the Sassy Classy Crop Top by Ann Kathrin Stoll. I'm gonna show you a very specific picture, not from the designer, but from someone I found on Instagram, which is like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm not 100% sure I'm a fan of the cable on the shoulder or of the open back thing, so I'm gonna have to see if I change that, if I ever get to knit that one. We will see. Yeah, but that's the plan. And the pattern is... Wait, the pattern is not size inclusive, but the designer is looking for testers because she's updating her size range, because apparently she has been asked a lot to upgrade the size range and she is doing it. So if you go on the Ravelry page, she actually has a message up saying that if you want to test the new sizes, you can just send her a message and then you can get the pattern for testing. So excellent! I'm super happy about this news. The next honorable mention is a yarn I have bought from a pre-order by Woolberry a while ago, maybe a year ago. This is the Surrey base and the colorway is Cloud Forest. I have never knit with Surrey, but I've been wanting to try it for a while, and I bought I think 5 skeins or maybe 6 because I want to hold it triple to have a all over Surrey sweater. Like soft as a dream and lightweight like a cloud, beautiful, and I love blue. So that's my plan, and I've been wanting to cast on the Lakes Pullover by Ozetta since I have this yarn, so more than a year, because I bought this, actually my brother gifted to me for my birthday last week, and my birthday was 3 days ago, so it's been a year. Oops. Yeah, so, but it's still in the plans, I'm gonna do it, but again, probably not this fall because I don't have the time. One detail, I am pretty sure this is gonna be not itchy, but probably a little bit prickly around this area, which is where I'm the most sensitive. I mean, the most sensitive is my forehead, but this is also very sensitive. So what I did is I bought also 2 skeins of the same colorway in the natural base, which is the non-superwash merino base, and this is like 0 itch factor at all. Super soft, super smooth. I have a garment actually, Negative is Camisole, it's actually a Camisole number 5, knit in this base, and it's absolutely not itching me. Even if I sweat, even if I'm hot, it's perfectly fine. So this is my favorite for Negative is garments. So what I did is I bought 2 skeins of this, of the same colorway, so that I could knit the collar and probably the cuffs as well in this, so that I know it's not going to be itchy. And I bought 2 skeins so that I would have probably a little bit more than 150 grams left, which is enough for me to knit a camisole. So 2 birds in 1 stone. Can you say that? I don't know. You get what I mean. So yeah, that's a plan that's not gonna happen anytime soon, but that I would really love to do. And the Lakes Pullover again is not size inclusive, it only fits up to 57 inches, which is 147 centimeters. So again, Ozetta, not that size inclusive. Another honorable mention is another design by My Favorite Things Knitwear, but I might not buy the pattern. Let me explain. It's the T number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which is not size inclusive because it only goes to, I forgot to write it down, but it's not. And this is the yarn. I have bought this at the Swiss Yarn Festival in April. I have 2 skeins, and it's Feliz y Punto Solaris base, which is silk and linen. Gorgeous. Like the drape, amazing. And I love this color. I love blue. And yeah, I'm dreaming of a t-shirt, like a little bit like this one, which actually would also be a saddle shoulder. So really like this one, but in this. And the T number 1 has a little bit more positive ease, and the shoulders go a little bit lower, and the sleeves are baggier than this one, so the fit is a little bit different. But as I mentioned, it's not size inclusive, and what I do sometimes, without any shame, is to reverse engineer patterns that are not size inclusive. Because why would I give my money to someone who doesn't even take the time to read the pattern properly when I know, we all know, they could. Anyway, so sometimes I do that. So my plan is maybe to knit this one, but with the proportions of the T number 1. Oh I would love it so much. And I have given away quite a few of my t-shirts in the summer giveaway garment things. So I actually have room in my wardrobe for extra t-shirts, so I should really knit it, but I don't have the time. Now, the last plan, which is again probably not gonna happen, and it's a shame. It's a two-night top by Lily Kate France, but I would like to make it in a dress. Can you imagine? A two-night dress. Yes. Because I have 4 skeins of this, and this is Woolberry Fiber Company's Berry Merino, so it's 100% superwash merino in the colorway Frost. I think I have a problem with blue. Anyway. So I have 4 skeins because originally I showed you the swatch, the little shoulder swatch, and my first idea was to make it single color. And I bought 4 skeins of this to make this sweater. But when I received the yarn, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then suddenly I realized I can make 2 colors. So I did the swatch and I was like, nope. So I have 4 skeins that I don't know what to do with, but 4 skeins is enough for a dress. I mean a sleeveless dress, so that's what I'm gonna do. One day. One day. Now, the next category is blankets and rugs, and don't panic, this one is pretty short. Basically, I have one huge blanket that's currently a whip, and it's the Arctic Morning Blanket by Janice Hope. I've been knitting on it for... I started in December last year, and I've been doing like 1 hexie per week. So I did 29 hexes from January until July. Pretty consistently. And I have now pieced everything together, and after piecing them I realized I would like the blanket to be rectangle, so I need 4 extra hexes to go in the corners, and then I need to fill out the colors, the corners with the main color, which is gonna take a while, but I didn't want to do it in the summer because it was just too warm, and now that it's a real blanket it's just too much for summer weather, so I just waited for the weather to cool down, but now it has, it is cold enough, but I don't want to. I lost him on this project such a long time ago, but I'm gonna finish it. I would like to have it finished by Christmas, because I have other plans. My Nutiden stash is not huge, but it's bigger than I would want it to be. And I want to knit a blanket, a super simple blanket. I don't want to have any color work or piecing or complicated stuff to do. Simple blanket, just knit. And knit one color after the other, and don't piece anything, and don't have anything to do at the end. Just the simplest thing ever, using my Nutiden. So I've been on the hunt for a pattern that would be easy but beautiful at the same time. And that's about when Brooklyn Tweed started to advertise for their Knit and Crochet Blankets book, which I of course bought. So I pre-ordered it probably in August, no, even maybe July, I don't know, it was a super long time ago, because I had a look at all the patterns that were inside and I was like, gorgeous! And even if I don't specifically knit one of these using the Nutiden stash, because they are, I mean, they are not simple garter blankets. One of them is, but yeah, whatever. I love blankets, and once I get my Nutiden stash down, I can maybe knit one of them using something else. I don't know, we shall see. But yeah, there are a lot of, I mean, starting from the one on the cover, I mean, please, the log cabin. Wow, it's this one. This is so gorgeous. I could totally do that with my Nutiden. I have the colors in sufficient quantities, but again, I think the squares are pieced together and no piecing anymore, at least not this year. So I think I found something else. So the beginning of the book is cabled in one color, so that's not for me. This one is crochet. Looks cool, but I don't like the look of Nutiden when it's crochet, so nope. When are we getting to the Colorwork blankets? Oh, this one is super cool. It's called Shadow Grid. Can you see that? The checkered motif is made using garter bumps and knit. And from the front, you cannot really see the motif, it's this one. But when there is some 3-dimension, like the fabric is not like frontal anymore, you can suddenly see the checker motif appear. Genius! I really love it. But I could do it using like one main color and then striping with contrast colors. But I don't think I have, I mean it's not I don't think, I don't have light colors of Nutiden. I only have dark and intense color or greys. I don't have light colors, I just don't like it. Now those are the Colorwork ones. So I like this one, it's made using short rows, but I'm not sure I have the patience to do this many short rows. All the bubbles are made using a series of short rows, so I'm not sure. And then I also like this one, it's made using intarsia, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the patience to do that. This one I also really like, the red one here. But I don't think I have enough colors to do this. So this one is the closest for my idea. Simple garter, sorry for the reflection. Simple garter stripes. But then I think I would prefer the excavation blanket. That's basically this, but knit on the bias. I think. Or this one. And in this one I could do each window in a different color. But again, I think it's a little bit too complicated for what I have the headspace to do, unfortunately. That's what the garter one, the short row one, is looking like. I really love it, but again, I don't have the patience right now. I also like this one, and I might do like big rectangles like this one, big, and then assemble maybe 3. Assembling 3 big rectangles is just at the limit of what I'm okay to do. Not more, but if it's just assembling 3 rectangles, I can do it. So maybe this one. I also love this guy, but yeah, I don't think I have, again, enough lighter color to do something like this. Oh, it's not a garter blanket! It's a combination of knits and pearls, so that's beautiful actually. I might reconsider that. I really like it. Good thing I bought the book. I didn't see it in the preview picture on the website. Very, very interesting. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. Love this book. I'm probably gonna need blankets until the end of my life, so I'm happy I have this one. If I don't need a very specific blanket from this one, it's at least gonna sparkle some ideas, so that's what I was wanting to get out of this book, so super happy about it. And that's it for the blankets. One other thing I wanted to mention in the category is rugs. Because the floor at my apartment is like not tiles. Imagine, I don't know, it's called, I have no idea how to translate that in English, but basically it's a like poured concrete and then sanded, and then the surface is sanded, so you have a nice like mineral texture coming out. It's gorgeous. I love the floor, but it's super cold. And when I'm sitting at my desk, the floor is super cold and my feet are cold, and there is no use for me to wear like triple Colorwork socks in super warm yarn like this, because I have knit myself Colorwork socks in Nutiden Held Double, and my feet are cold anyway. My feet are itchy and they are cold. My feet just can't warm up by themselves. It's a fact. So I wanted to at least have a rug under my feet at my desk so that I don't have my feet like touching the cold ground. But this would be the best option, but it would be like, oh, come on, it's Nutiden. It's a little bit too precious to do a rug with. So what I do have is a friend of mine. She sent me some letlopi to use in the blanket I just mentioned, but I didn't use it in the end. So I have 2.5 balls of this. It's like a dark brown color, and this is very rough. Like I wouldn't do a garment with this, at least not for me, because I'm super sensitive, as I mentioned. But for a rug, this is like perfection. So I'm super happy this yarn kind of landed on me, because perfection. And this is actually gonna be probably one of my next cast on, because I really need it. Every time I'm sitting at my desk and my feet touch the ground, I'm like, cold. So probably the next cast on. And I think I'm gonna do like a circular rug using the Jasmine Stitch in crochet, because it would look beautiful and it would be super like soft and squishy. I'm already super excited just thinking about it. So yeah, that's the plan. And I'm just gonna crochet until I run out. And I don't really need it to be super big, it's just big enough for my feet to be on top of it, so perfect! Hi, editing Maya. First, yes, my feet are freezing. I'm super cold. Second, I just wanted to hop on and show you something I just found. It's a pattern for a pumpkin in Jasmine Stitch, and it's so cute. Like, I can't believe something this cute even exists. And it's perfect because I could do that using Nutiden, and I have bright orange and other colors that would be suitable for a little pumpkin or a little apple or whatever, and that would be a super cute gift. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. I found this pattern. It's called the Jasmine Pumpkin by Maxine Sweater. I probably butchered that, but yeah, I'll leave you the link. It's just incredibly cute. I'm never gonna recover from this. And while I'm here, I also wanted to mention something else. It's that while editing the video, I noticed I am showing a lot of hand-dyed luxury yarns like Woolberry or Explorer Knits yarns that are super expensive. And I also say that I don't want to buy expensive yarns for the Maxine Sweater or like the Halmoni Jacket that I forgot to mention the name of, by the way. The cardigan, cabled cardigan, is the Halmoni Jacket. Maybe I say that later in the video, but I'm not there yet, so whatever. So I mentioned I don't want to buy expensive yarns for those projects, but at the same time I have bought expensive yarns already and continue to do so, obviously. And I realize it's maybe not very comprehensible for you, but actually it's pretty simple. The reason I don't want to buy more expensive yarn is because I have already bought a lot of expensive yarn. That's it. Pretty easy. I just have a budget for yarn that I set up for myself, and it is limited. So I have made the choice to buy the expensive yarn already, and now I need to buy something a little more affordable. That's it. I just thought it would maybe make sense for me to explain that, because it's a little bit unclear. Anyway, I'll let you go back to the video and I will try to warm up my feet while I finish editing. That's it for the blankets and rugs category. Now the last one is accessories. The first one is inspired by the big cable cardigan I showed earlier, this one. Because I love the cable pattern. The yarn I used, as I mentioned, is Cyrano, and I happen to have a single ball of Gilead, which is the sister of Cyrano but just a little bit thinner, that was hanging around in my stash and I didn't know what to do with, and I was like, it would be funny to use the same yarn, I mean the same kind of yarn, using the same cable design, but for something that would be one skein. So I need a little shawlette. It ended up being quite big actually, because Gilead has a lot of meterage and it actually goes quite a long way. So it's actually pretty big, like a really decent size for a shawlette. I've been already wearing it. It's super cozy, super comfy, super cute, super everything. And while I was knitting on it, I was like, it would be nice if I do this as a pattern, because there are 600 cabled shawlette patterns out there, and I'm aware of it, don't worry. And just to add something different for this pattern, I would love to make it in a way that works for any weight of single skeins you might have in your stash, like fingering weight single skeins, like this guy, or iron weight single skeins, which I have one of but not here, or even bulky weight single skein, and just one pattern that works for all. That would be amazing. So I know it works for worsted weight, kind of, which this one is, and I think I know how to do it for the shawlette. So I'm pretty excited about it, and this one is not a plan obviously because it's already done. But I would like to cast on another one using yarn I have already knit up actually, but I'm planning to frog the garment because it's itchy. So this is a test knit I did. It's the 06 cable cutout by Eleanor Alice Knits. It was my first test knit. It's a gorgeous garment. I really like it. Like, I love it. Really, it's beautiful. But it's itchy. And I love this yarn. It's a marl. It's one strand, but the one strand is a marl of purple and green. Can you see a theme? There too. Whatever. I love purple and green together. So, and this is cabled and it's beautiful. So I was like, how about I frog this garment and I knit a shawlette using it. It's fingering. So that would allow me to test out my own pattern and know if it works with all the yarn weights as I expect it to. And what I would like to try as well, the yarn is discontinued, by the way. The brand is Olan, and the Olan closed last year. So I cannot get more of it. But I also have this one. This one, the green thing is called the Garden, and this one is Darkened Room. And I would like to try. So the shawlette has an I-cord edge on the side here. And I would like to try in Tarja to have the I-cord edge be in grey, this guy. And the inside cabled everything else be in this. That would be super cool. And what gave me the idea is actually this one, because on this guy, the ribbing, the beginning of the ribbing is in the body color, and then I just did the edge, 2 rows of the grey and then the inside. Because I was playing yarn chicken. I only had one skein and I know this is cabled, so it took a lot more yarn than if it was just stockinette. So I just wanted to save on the body color to get a little bit more length. And that's why I used something else for the inside of the edges and the I-cords on the back. So if I frog this guy, I'm gonna have the grey back on top of this one, which should be more than enough to do the whole I-cord around the shawl. And it's gonna be in Tarja because it's knit at the same time. It's not like you pick up the whole shawl and then knit the I-cord at the edge. It's knit at the same time. So that's my plan for a fingering weight version of the Halmoni Shawlette, because the jacket is the Halmoni Jacket and this one is Halmoni Shawlette. Halmoni means grandma in Korean, by the way. Battery change. So that's the shawlette, and I also have, in the same pattern, I would like to include also a cowl pattern, which is here. It, of course, features the same cable motif on the front, so it's kind of curling on itself, but the point is here. The bottom of the cowl is here. Why is it so hard to show? And yeah, the back is like this. So you have the point here at the bottom and then it curves like that. And I had just joined it around and then you knit the cowl up like this. And it's gonna have some decreases because I don't like when the top of the cowl is the same width at the bottom, because then it just fits like bleh. I prefer when it's a little bit more snug. So that's the plan, and the cowl is also, in my head, designed to use one skein of whatever yarn weight you have. So this is knit using Woolberry Fiber Company Berry Rambouillet. Rambouillet sounds like a French word, so I'm gonna say it in the French way, Rambouillet. And it's a worsted weight yarn. The colorway is Frost again, by the way, so the same color as the 4 skeins of fingering weight I showed. But this one is worsted, and I'm gonna have enough to do the cowl, so at least it works in worsted. And then to test out my idea in fingering, I'm gonna use, this is Explorer Knits and Fibers Earthy Fingering, yes, it's written on it, Earthy Sock, in the colorway Nightfall, which is a deep blue. It's a little bit more green in reality. This looks like just blue, but it's slightly teal, which I love. So this is the plan for the worsted weight cowl, and then I'm gonna test it in fingering, see if it works. And if it does, it means we're gonna have a pattern for a shawlette and a cowl that works for any weight of single skeins. You can use more, of course, especially for the shawlette if you want to have a big shawl. The recipe is gonna work for whatever yarn weight you have available. But yeah, that's my idea. So next cast on, fingering weight shawlette, fingering weight cowl. Super excited. Now, we are kind of getting into the honorable mentions, because I really don't think I'm gonna have the time to knit this one, but we shall see. I have some yarn that a friend of mine gave me, because he has some, his dad, I think, or maybe I don't even know if it's his or his dad's, has a farm in the family, and they have some alpacas, and they do make some yarn with the alpacas fibers, and he gave me some, so cute. So this one is natural brown and this one is natural black, and this one is plied. I think they are both, I don't know, this is a pretty random weight. It goes from, I would say, DK to probably bulky. It's not very, I don't know, it's a little bit random, but yeah, it's just, I have this one, I think it's like 200 grams, and then I have this guy which is plied, as I mentioned, and this one is a little bit heavier. I think it's like probably worsted, I would say. So a little bit heavier than this, but this is only 100 grams. So what I would like to do, and this is alpaca. This one is super soft, this one is rough. I think the guard hairs of the animals were not taken out for this one, so that's why it's a little bit more rough. So what I'd like to do is make, I don't have enough for garments, so I would do not a hat, because it's alpaca and it's gonna be too like drapey and it won't have the stretch I would want from a hat, and hats are difficult for me anyway. I'm gonna get back to that later. So I don't think I would like a scarf either, but I would like a cowl. But if I don't want this to be next to skin, but I want this to be next to skin, I would need double knit fabric of some kind. And I think a brioche fabric would be beautiful, as this as the outer layer and this as the inner layer. And since I have twice as much of the brown as the black, I would probably do, usually when I wear a cowl I fold the top inside, so maybe I don't know, I would need to do something smart with the color placement so that I use everything and that the brown doesn't touch my skin. I'm gonna find something, but that's the plan. That I would really love to cast on, because every time I see my friend, he's like, "Did you cast on the yarn I gave you?" And I'm like, "No." For me it's an excellent reason that I didn't cast on, because I want to find the perfect project so that I'm really happy about the outcome. And he understands every time I say that. But yeah, I would just love to finally do it. The next, it's also a cowl. It's the that's super difficult to say for me. The Thistle Thorn by Lavanya Patriciella. I'm sorry, this is so difficult to say. Which is basically a slip stitch, cross stitch, whatever design. It's been on my list for so long. I'm obsessing over this thing. I just love it so much. I just love it. And I want to cast it on, but I can never find the time or the yarn, because you only use, I think, 70 grams of fingering weight yarn, and I either have full skeins that I want to use fully, or stuff like 30 grams or 50 grams. So that's not enough for the cowl. So I can never really find something to knit with, but I will find something. I have actually some summer knits that I'm not wearing because they are in a yarn that is soft enough for me to wear like this, but not soft enough to wear as a negative ease summer top, which they currently are. So I would frog those garments and maybe knit this cowl thing with them. But TBD, I don't really know yet. I just know I love this pattern and I would love to knit it sooner rather than later. Now, the last thing I would really like to do is Colorwork mittens, because I don't have any and I would love to have some. And the best contendant for the pattern are the Songbird mittens by Erika Heuser, which are beautiful. And I love Colorwork. I love these mittens. I actually love kind of all the patterns she has. She has a lot of Colorwork mitten patterns and I would just love to make one. Again, sooner rather than later, but I need to find yarn, because again, it's kind of a weird amount. It's like 120 meters of two colors, I mean 2 times in 2 different colors, which is like 30 grams. And now that I think about it, I happen to have 30 grams of fingering weight, because I just said I had. It's actually true, I do have. But it's often like leftovers of self-strapping yarn. I'm not gonna do Colorwork mittens with self-strapping yarn, or colors that are a little bit too close from each other, like the ones I used in this swatch, which I actually have here. That would be a little bit too low contrast for Colorwork. And I don't... what do I have? I have maybe this and this. That would be kind of funny, but I don't have enough of this guy. That would be funny actually. Oh, that's an idea. But this is superwash. Anyway, whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find something. But I would love to knit this pattern. The last one, just like that, we are at the end. I'm just gonna take this off because I'm too hot. So the last pattern is a hat. It's the Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. And hats are complicated for me because I have hair, as a lot of people do. And when I put a hat on my hair, either the hat gets, if it's too small, it's gonna get pushed up because my hair are silky and the hat just slides up like this. It doesn't stay down. This happens mostly if I have my hair like this on the back, because then here you have kind of a slope thing and it just pushes the hat up and the hat doesn't stay on my head. So I need a hat that's long enough to go below this shape, which is the thing that needs to like hold on the hat. I don't know how to explain. And I also need my hair to be put up like this, so that the back neck here doesn't push up the hat and the hat can just like follow the shape of my head. I have no idea if you can see that. But when my hair like this, if I have a hat and I turn my head, my hair, I kind of just doing like getting caught up in my neck like this, and then I have a giant like bird's nest that's forming here, and I just get a real tangled mess like this at the end of the day, and it takes me 3 hours to untangle my hair. I don't understand how people do with hats. It's a mystery. I don't understand how it's possible. Like physically, I I can't have a hat on my head. It just doesn't stay. Or if it stays, it just messed up my hair. And also when my hair like this, I get sweaty underneath because hair happen to be not as breathable as yarn is. So I just start to sweat, and then I hate this feeling. I don't understand how do people wear hats. It's a mystery, but I would love to. So what I usually do is I put my hair up in a ponytail or in a like a bun, but then I cannot wear a hat anymore because then I have this. And if I do a low ponytail, then the same thing that I mentioned before happens. The hat cannot go low enough on my head, and it just gets pushed up, and it just doesn't stay. So what I usually do is do a ponytail and wear a headband, so that the headband can go below the ponytail at the point of my neck here, where it actually stays. And it's great, but then it's a headband, it's not a hat, and I would like to wear hats, so I don't know how to do it. I have knit myself a Musselburgh already, which is wide enough and big enough for me to put my hair inside, but my hair are so heavy that when I put them up like this and then I put the hat on top of my head, my hair kind of slowly falls down like this, and I just pull the hat down, and then the hat just falls. It doesn't stay again. It's a mystery, really. I don't understand. If you have an answer, please tell me. I don't know if there's a magic trick or just a super simple thing I have never thought about that allows people with long hair to wear hats, but I haven't found it yet. Please help me. Yeah, it just makes me think. The other day I was in a changing room, and it was in the middle of winter, and there were two girls there, and one of them was wearing a hat, and she was with her kids, actually, her son, and she was looking at herself in the mirror, and she had a hat on, and she had what I mentioned, she had her hair like this on the front, and then she had the big tangled mess there, because she was probably wearing the hat for a while, and she had turned her head around for a while, and she just had it was terrible. And she removed the hat, like really awful tangled mess, and her son was looking at her, and she said, "Oh, do you see what this does? That's when we wear a hat and you have long hair, it just does that." And I was like, "And you don't consider that a problem?" Like for you it's normal. You wear a hat and then you have a tangled mess at the end of the day, and it just I can't live with that. There is no chance I will get home at night and have to untangle my hair for 30 minutes. It's like, nope. Anyway, so all of this to say, my idea I would like to try is to knit an actual hat, like the Musselburgh hat, but you start at the beginning by doing a circular cast on and then you close it off. But what if you do this and you cast on a little bit more stitches and you leave a hole at the top of the hat, so that when you wear the hat you can actually do the ponytail and have the ponytail go out at the top of the hat. And it's a Musselburgh, so it's two layers. Two layers, so I would also need to leave the hole at the end, so maybe bind off before closing the whole thing, so that I have the two holes on top of each other and I can make my hair go through the two holes. Would that be super wild? Because then I would be able to put an actual hat. It would stay on my head because it's kept in place by the hair, and I mean it would solve all my issue. But it might look super weird. So I don't know what I should do. Yeah, it's just marinating in my head. I might do it, I might not, I don't know. If you know someone or if you have done it, please tell me if you looked up or not. Send me pictures, whatever. I know you can get hats, but there is a closing at the top like this. Imagine this is a hat and this is like empty. So this is the top of the hat, this is empty, and then you put it on your head like this, and then you can close off the top, and then you can have your hair or whatever come out from there. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's a kind of hat I have already seen, so I know they exist. But I find having this, like this scrunched up thing on the top really looks weird. I really don't want to have that. So that's what I'm thinking, normal hat with a normal like crown, but just an opening. I don't know. What do you think? Is it wild? Am I the only one with the hat problem that just doesn't stay on my head, or if it stays, it just makes a tangle mess with my hair? I don't know. Is it a me problem, or is it a universal problem that nobody talks about? How do people wear hats? Anyway, we are at the end of my list, so this is it for my fall knitting plans. This is ending on a very dramatic note, I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave you maybe some ideas for stuff to knit, or maybe you are excited about the designs I talked about, or maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about because I wasn't clear enough with my ideas. I don't know. I would love to have your feedback on this. It was super fun to film. I think you can see it. I hope it wasn't too chaotic. I hope it made sense. And in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more, if you would like to see where the designs go in the future, you can of course subscribe to the channel. You can leave me a like if you enjoy this, and yeah, I think that's it. So happy fall, happy knitting, and I will see you in the